Welcome back. Most guides out there are all about success, how to win, how to be the best. But today, we're going to flip that script. Using our source material, we are going to build the ultimate guide on how to become an absolute master of failure.
So let me ask you, have you ever wanted to fail at coaching? I mean, really, truly fail, not just by accident, but with intention, with precision. Well, believe it or not, that's exactly what we're going to unpack today. Think of this as your practical guide to getting it all wrong. It's a step-by-step roadmap for derailing clients, all while keeping up a perfect, shiny facade of professionalism. It's definitely a cynical journey, but trust me, it's a fascinating one. Stick with me here.
All right, so our first section is all about creating what our source material calls moral detours. This is where we learn the fine art of prioritizing pure, unadulterated enthusiasm over those, inconvenient little things called ethics. Step 1, just shower your client in motivation, but with zero moral boundaries. Tell them they can have anything and everything they want, but, and this is important, never ever ask them if they should. And then step 2, frame every single desire, no matter how destructive it might be, as just authentic self-expression. It is hands down the fastest way to build ambition without a conscience. And this leads us right to this idea of shadow motives. These are those messy, uncomfortable intentions that are kind of lurking under the surface. The desire for revenge, for dominance, or for validation, no matter the cost. Now, if your goal is spectacular failure, you must never, ever challenge these. Just let them run wild. Which brings us to the one question you must never, ever ask your client. Asking this simple question introduces what our source calls reflective friction. See, it forces a client to stop and think about consequences and character, and for our purposes today, that is the absolute enemy of failure.
Okay, next up, the motivation trap. This is where we're gonna master the fine art of pumping up egos and completely, totally sidestepping reality. The rules here are pretty simple, but boy, are they devastatingly effective. First, you have to treat motivation like a drug. Just keep pumping your clients full of empty slogans until they feel absolutely unstoppable, especially when they're at their least self-aware. And second, this is key, you have to avoid accountability. If they burn bridges or cause some serious harm, just pat them on the back and say, hey, it's all part of the growth process. Simple as that.
The source material just nails the goal with this metaphor, a fast car without brakes. Think about it. You're not building a person, you're building a beautifully engineered disaster. It looks impressive at first, for sure, but the end result? It's guaranteed to be catastrophic. When you get right down to it, accountability means having those tough conversations. It's just inconvenient. And as the source reminds us, true, spectacular failure can only really thrive in the comfort of avoidance. And that brings us to our final masterclass in getting it wrong. Performance without principle. This is all about crafting that perfect image of success that is completely, utterly hollow on the inside. So how do you pull this off? Well, first, you reduce all of coaching to just a performance. You focus only on confidence, on personal branding, making the client sound super impressive, even if behind the scenes they're completely falling apart. Second, you have to pretend your influence is neutral. Tell yourself, I'm just facilitating. This little bit of denial is crucial because admitting you have power means you also have responsibility. And what's the grand prize? The ultimate achievement in our little guide to failure? It's a client who can perform growth perfectly, but has integrated absolutely none of it. They become a long-term liability to themselves and pretty much everyone around them. A win-win for our purposes, right? Okay, we've laid out the perfect roadmap for disaster. But let's just pause for a second, right here. What if this isn't the goal? What if you actually don't want to fail? Because of course, that's the entire point. This guide to failure was really a lesson in disguise. By understanding exactly how to get it wrong, we can finally get a crystal clear picture of the real purpose of coaching, choosing to succeed, but doing it ethically and responsibly. So let's look at these two paths side by side. Bad coaching, like we've seen, is all about that enthusiasm without ethics, giving permission for anything. It's basically growth as a performance. But good coaching, well, that's about tying ambition to ethics. It's about applying discernment to desire and making sure that any growth comes with a deep, real sense of responsibility. And this really brings us to the core thesis of our source material, and it is powerful. Motivation without moral grounding does not liberate people, it weaponizes them. That single sentence is really the dividing line between helpful guidance and harmful manipulation.
So, as we wrap up, we're left with one final question. And it doesn't matter if you're a coach, a leader, a parent, or just a friend, we all have influence. The choice we have to make every single day is this one. What kind of influence are you choosing to have? Thanks for watching.